Hello everyone, my name is Hux, and I want to teach you guys about Obsidian. Obsidian calls itself like a note-taking application that adapts to the way you think. I think that this is a terrible way to actually describe it. Obsidian can be a wonderful means of logging information, building worlds, and even keeping track of like story beats and anything else you may want when it comes to creating. I use this for webcomics, but I've been using Obsidian for years, and I use it for everything between like a daily journal, habit tracker, to like my D&D campaigns, and even just like stuff that I do as a player, note-taking. And of course, I use it for webcomics pretty much the most. That's what I use it for right now. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I use Obsidian as like the ultimate tool for world building and keeping track of like who is who and why. And I'm going to show you guys how to like do like to-do lists and flowcharts and events like for your work. Before we get into it though, I just want to take a second to let you guys know that one of the main features of Obsidian is its incredible library of plugins. And you might encounter some plugins that have been made by stupid AI bros who have made it so that you can easily generate stuff in Obsidian. I don't support AI art or AI in general, and I never will, but Obsidian is wonderful, and I don't think that it should be judged based on people who use it. These plugins are completely avoidable right now, and you can use it much better in like much better ways and stuff. And I just want to teach you guys how I'm using it, because I've had a few people ask me now like how I set all this up. So let's dive in for a second. Let's get in there. So when you download Obsidian, you're greeted by and you open it, you're greeted by this box. You won't have anything over here. These are all of my vaults that I have that I've kept for different reasons. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new vault, and we're just gonna call it, wow, another chest vault. And then what you do is you browse like where you want to put it. What this is going to do is it's going to create a folder, and that folder is what contains your vault, all of your information. So when it comes to, you know, if you're someone who has like a home computer and then a laptop or even your phone, there are ways to access your vaults remotely, or you can just put them on a flash drive and bounce them around that way. That's what I do. I will say that when you download icon packs, you will end up with thousands of files, and it could take, you know, 5 or 10 minutes to like move things over. But if you avoid the icon packs, like everything is really, really fast. So like when you create a vault, I'm gonna shove it on my other screen. You are welcomed by this. And we're not gonna worry about this guy over here. We're gonna look at this, right? This is Obsidian. It looks pretty plain. And it is. And we're gonna delete this. We're gonna delete this really quickly. So this is where you do all your work. We're gonna make a note. Notes are pretty much how Obsidian functions. Like you're gonna be mainly working in like a section like this, but in order to make a note, you have to click new note up here, and then you're given a title that you have to name something. And I'm going to. I usually make sandwiches. If you'll understand what that means in a minute. I'm gonna call it the best. Oop, we're gonna spell it wrong. All right, okay, the best sandwich ever. Right, and that's what I'm calling this one. And so what we've done is now we have two notes. We have the welcome note that they gave us that I'm going to delete because I hate you. Get out of here. Shoot, don't ask me again. So now your note is over here, right? This is called a note, and you can type in here. You can add images in here. You can do pretty much anything you want. Let me take, I'm gonna get like a bagel sandwich picture real quick. And when you Google, or like I do a lot of my art too, if you drag something over here, it's gonna paste it like doop, and then you see that you have another node that's just the image. I would suggest that you make folders. Folders are a great way to organize things. We're gonna say sandwich stuck here. I spelled it wrong again. Which. And I always have one for images, and I always have one for templates. We'll get into templates in a second. But I put my image in there, and so within the best sandwich ever, we have our text, we have our image, and I'm gonna say my favorite sandwich comes from, now I want another note. So to do this while you're typing, you do 2 brackets, and it immediately calls to all the notes that you've already made, or you can make another one that doesn't, like, you can make a placeholder note, right? Because we have Hogan's Hut now, but it's not over here anywhere. It didn't pop in anywhere. But if you click on this, it creates a new note about Hogan's Hut, and it's a place where sandwiches are made, home of, and then if you go like the best sandwich ever, you can link back to that. What this does is, if you click over here, there's something called the graph view. You can see your notes that you've made, and you have Hogan's Hut right here, and it connects to the best sandwich ever. And if we go into the best sandwich ever and we get into like ingredients, right? And we're gonna say egg. We're gonna spell a 3-letter word incorrectly. And we're gonna say, what's on here? We have tomato. We have some avocado. And I'm gonna say peppers are on here. Peppers. I have to use both brackets, because if you don't, it gets cranky. And we're gonna say cheese, right? Cheese. I did the bracket thing right. You will get used to doing it kind of just like as you go, right? So now egg, tomato, avocado, peppers, and cheese are on the best sandwich ever note. And if you go back over to the graph view, you can see those ingredients, but they're grayed out because you haven't made those into an actual note yet. If you click on it, it immediately goes in over here. We can put guys together like this, and if we want to, for peppers, we can have ingredient. You can do like a little tag, and if I could not have things huge, it's an ingredient, right? Now we have ingredient as a tag. What we're gonna do is we're going to do the best sandwich ever, and we're gonna do the moment you start typing, it remembers, which is awesome. Best sandwich ever. We're gonna do tomato, and I'm gonna show you why we're doing this in a second. Avocado. Thanks. And then I think we only have like one more. Cheese. Arguably the best ingredient. So now, on our graph view, we can see that everyone's together, right? But what I want is I want to see ingredients differently, right? So I'm going to go to group, and I'm going to make a new group. And I'm going to say, if you have the tag ingredient, you're going to be red. And they all turn red if they have that tag. So this becomes like a really neat way to just look at your graph and like kind of see how things correlate. For my Dungeons and Dragons stuff, like I have like people are one color, and special items are another, places are another, and it's a really good way to kind of see what you're putting together. So another really cool thing that you can do is you can make a template. So I'm gonna make a folder. No, I'm not. I already made that folder. I got too excited. So I have a template folder here, and I'm gonna make a note, and I'm gonna call it sandwich template, right? And I'm gonna say what I want to know the bread. I want to know the meat, possibly multiple meats, right? And then condiment and prepare. Maybe we'll do like prepare time too, right? So I want to make multiple sandwiches, and but I don't want to type this out every single time. Like, that's crazy, and we'll see why later. But if you go down to settings and you go to templates and you pick the folder your templates are in, when you make a new note, like this is gonna be like a mediocre, that's not how you spell mediocre, a bad sandwich, right? And I want my template in here. So if you go to your command palette, and this can look different depending on like themes, we'll get into that later too. If you type in the word template, you get insert template, no templates found. To me, that's very interesting. Do you know why? It's because we didn't put sandwich template into the template folder. Now it's there. Now we can go to brand sandwich and we can try again. Insert template, sandwich template, boom. There it is, immediately. Now, we only had 4 lines of, like, text, and that doesn't seem super cool, but I'm promising you, things can get really, really fun this way. So, Obsidian uses Markdown and callouts. So, if you want bold, text, or italic, right, it's like the same rules there. And then there's also callouts. Insert callout, right? And so title, we're gonna say a note. And the contents is I am hungry. Right? And then you click off of that and it looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit cooler, right? It's got a little icon and the color, and you can edit and change literally all of these things. And one of the things I want to talk about now is plugins. So when you go into your settings, there's a little place called community plugins, and you want to turn those bad boys on. And this is where the bread and butter really, really is, right? So you're able to find them and install them. And you want to make sure you go in and actually click them on underneath community plugins. Boop. And now we have a Kanban plugin. So we can go here. Actually, it showed up over here. It gave us we can make a new board. And I like to do art that I need. Like art needed for chapter 1. Remember, we're making webcomics, right? And then I'll do is this like a ad? And we'll do complete, right? And then you're able to add cards, and we'll say like I want a Jeff full body, which I do need to do. Reference. And this to me is art, and it's time sensitive. And I, Hux, am the one that needs to do it. So, that didn't work. Jeff, full body. We beat it. We didn't hit enter. Art. Hux has to do it. Sensitive. Enter. And then it shows up here, and then I think over here you can you mark them? Whoa, I didn't know you could do that. You can drag excuse me. It's a a little finicky, but it'll let you. Where's the bring him over? It doesn't want to. I know there's a way to do this though. Can you move it? Oh, you can move it this way too, right? But I think that there's also a way that you can just pick them up and drag them, and I don't know it's not, like, why it's not letting me do that. So that's fun. Is it because of you? Oh, you can also do a table, or you can do a list. These are new. I haven't seen the table yet. That's really cool. But like, you can make multiple boards. If you use Kanban, this is a really cool way to keep a bunch of rows of like things that you need to do and that you want to keep a track of. That's like a little bit different than like just doing it with bad sandwich. Because there's also ways to, let me see if I have my I have a little cheat sheet over here. Because you can do tasks as well. And the tasks will look different depending on how you, oh, this doesn't want to work. So because I'm using the main theme for Obsidian, a lot of these don't look a lot of fun, right? But if I show you my other Obsidian, this is one that I use for kind of every day. It's this bad boy right here, right? So these are what tasks look like in this Obsidian instead. You can see that I have, this isn't done. This is one that has been crossed off, checked. A canceled task. This is just a question. And if I click on these, I'm able to see, like what, like this is a backslash, this is a question mark, this is a dash, forward, important, idea. I use star a lot. If you look at my weekly for August, for this current week, you can see these are the goals that I have, and I'm also tracking, let's move this up a little bit, I'm tracking some habits down here. There's also 2 different modes where you can edit everything, and then you can also hit read. And read mode just means that all of your markdown and all of your HTML and stuff is automatically kind of sort of behaving. So you can see that I have really, like, this one looks way different from our other one, right? And part of that is because I am using a theme, and because I have, you can drag notes around, you can drag images around, you can do like really a lot of different things with Obsidian. And I want to, I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I really want? Oh, I want you guys to know about a timer. I have a timer plugin that I can keep track of work, and every hour it makes a little noise to let me know that an hour is up. And then I also make myself take a 15-minute break. It's really good, especially when I really lock in. Another thing, I'm gonna open up the an old comic vault. It was called Promise Me, and I'm gonna let you see kind of how I had that set up previously. So this was for, come here, be smaller, you're too big. You're such a big guy. Come here, be smaller. So actually, I lied. I lied. So you can see I'm covering up extra thoughts for later, but this was how I kept track of characters. I have a lot of information about like who knows who, what their backstories are, and I use like dividers, and I have a lot of call outs. But if you click on it, you can see like what I actually had to type to make this look this way. And I'm able to have the backstory automatically folded down. There's a lot of different things that you can do I have all of my main characters were here. I didn't fill out too much because I had a lot of it in my noodle. But if you look at the graph, you can kind of see it right here. But I'm going to also just look at it right here. This is what a graph looks like once you've really kind of started to get in there, right? Like we can see that the monsters called delusions were very important, and for some reason they're tied to Gavin Dyatlov. And you can see my main characters have this like blue, this like almost teal color, and you can see Soldo, and you can see all the people he's connected to for some reason and all the places. And if you click on him, you can see him, his stats, and if you get into bonds, you can see like why certain people are connected to him on the graph. And so I have a lot of folders. I have my pantheon for like all the gods. I have what I called problems, which are the like some bad guys to worry about. Triple threat. I don't know if I actually did I do that? I did. Like I had a bunch of different ideas, and this is a good way to keep track of characters and stuff. I'm gonna grab my current comic real quick, which is Microcosm. This one looks a little bit different. Let's drag this over here. So we have another vault. I have definitely played with this one a little bit more. I have his bonds are hidden, but I have like different dividers. And I want to show you how to use the canvas, because the canvas is also a really cool way to organize thoughts and ideas and kind of really everything. Do they have... It's around here somewhere, but you can always look stuff up. Create new canvas, right? So the canvas is really, really fun. You can import notes. So you can grab any note that you want, and it's going to put it here. There's Jeff. You can make... Jeff wakes up. You can organize things like this. You can connect stuff. Jeff wakes up. Jeff eats breakfast. And then like this. When you're in here, you definitely want to use the spacebar. Lets you do zooming in, zooming out. And we're gonna say he gets a call. And then we're gonna be like, does he answer it or not, right? It's a call. Radio answers it. And then we're gonna put that up here, and then we're gonna make another one. You can also duplicate, like copy. Ooh, that's not what I want. I wanna click on the whole little guy. There you go. And you can copy paste that way. Doesn't answer. Oh my god. Typing's hard, guys. Oh my god. There we go. So we have, does he answer it? Or doesn't he answer it? And then you can do things that go from there, right? And this is a great way to plan comic ideas, to do, like I do this for D&D stuff a lot too. If you do, I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff that you can do that's really helpful. If you make a new note, where's my... Oh, you can link, like websites and stuff too. So you can embed stuff like so. So this is my website. This is my card actually that's been squished into a little guy. If you just oh, it broke. It broke a little bit. And then I think you can, if I do canvas, I do a new canvas. And you can also, you can see that some of my icons are colored. You can see that some of them are, they all have like, they're all category, like all the purple things are my tools. When you make a folder, you can right click it if you have the right plugins installed. I'm going to leave a list of my current plugins and the theme that I'm using the most in the description, so you guys can grab whatever you feel you want to use. But they've actually added things now. Like you can do a slide, and you can do slides are new, but you can put like, you can, like, anything that you have in a note can be immediately viewed and kind of interacted with on the canvas. But that is how I have used this, and it takes some get out of here. It takes some getting used to. But once you're really in there, like we have ending, we have dialogues hidden in here. We have certain questions that I want to keep track of the answer. Story beats. This is there's some spoilers in here, but so originally we were going to have this comic be a game, and so some of the story beats feel more video gamey, and I had to go through and redo these. But like iron fence surrounded by forest, they enter the forest, there's a fight, and then they get to go into the mansion, and that's what I'm working on in the comic right now. And then there's like a bunch of other things that you don't have to worry about. But that's how I keep track of story beats. I have questions that I want to clear with my partner, who is also working on this with me. She helps me with the dialogue for one of the characters that she made. I'm trying to do locations. I have special characters and all of the organizations that are kind of together. This graph is a little more in depth. You can see there's a lot going on in here. And as you create more, you're gonna see things that are linked together and how and why, and it's gonna be huge the more that you add to it. And I'm trying to think. I have like a specific new guy. I have a specific template for when I make characters. I have a character profile immediately, right? So it immediately puts all these things in, because in the one that I made that's in the right folder, I have exactly what I want. I want their something special, a little bit more, the rundown, their bonds, backstory, extra. It's all right here. I don't have to fuss with it. Yeah. That is how I am using Obsidian right now. This is how I've used it for just about ever. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to show you guys, because it's really gonna come down to what you feel like you need, and just how you want to organize things. And Obsidian, there are thousands of things I didn't even talk about. There's different plugins, there's calendar plugins, there's music plugins, there, like anything that you really think that you would want to do. I also keep a track of, like, obviously I have my art in here for characters. I have I really have just about anything you can dream of that I need for my creativity is in here. So I hope that this helped. Let me know if you guys have any questions at all. You can ask me in the comments or in my Discord, which I will also supply a link to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this inspires some people to use Obsidian. The theme that I'm using in this tutorial is called Shiba-Inu. It has been abandoned. There are parts of it that break. That's kind of, you know, how Obsidian is. Every once in a while, they do updates, and there's new things coming out all the time. So, dip your toes in and try something new. And I really hope that you have fun with it, and I hope that you find things that I haven't, and that it's helpful. Later.